Hilton Head Island Mayor John McCann joining us, fresh off a very busy October that saw you get to meet the president. And it also saw you watch your beloved Yankees fall in the baseball playoffs. We'll fix that Yankee pitching staff during the offseason. But tell us more about the trip to the White House. Just as a tourist, most of us have never been. What was it like?
Well, first of all, congratulations to the Nats.
Yeah.
The Nationals deserved it. They were great. They had a great World Series. And I watched it all, and I was very impressed. The White House, I was never there before.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place. Security is what you think it is. There was 250, 300 people the president invited for a reception for the Italian president. It was very interesting. It was Washington that we see all the time on the press and in the news. Mm-hmm. There was senators, congressmen, ambassadors there. But the important part for me is the ability to look and touch and see different rooms in the White House that you would never see from the outside. It's just an amazing place. And I view it as the people's home, not the president's home. It's the people's home.
What was the favorite room? So that if we do get a trip, we'll make
I don't want to tell you that my favorite room was, because I want you to appreciate your own and pick out which one you think is best for you along the way.
All right.
I did have a minute to speak to the president.
I was going to say, you did get a minute with the president.
I did a minute to speak to the president. The president came by and I said, Mr. President, I'd like to invite you to play golf on Hilton Head Island in Harbortown as our guest. And he looked at me like, okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
and my daughter said to him, and my father is the mayor of Hilton Head Island. He chatted a couple more seconds and he left. They're very engaging. It was an experience.
I'm sure it was.
An experience
and
I'll never forget.
The president might not have been the coolest guy in the room. Who was the coolest guy in the room?
Mario Andretti.
Fantastic. We need to get him down here for the Concours next year, or we could run we could really get PJ Tanner in a tizzy. We'll have a Grand Prix on Hilton Head and then across the bridges and back.
Mario Andretti was cool.
That would be good stuff.
It was a good evening.
All right, now back to basics, back to home. You've got a busy agenda this fall, getting ready for the state legislature in the spring. We're still talking home rule and how important that is?
Yeah, we're doing two things. One is that I look at the legislature agenda for this year, and almost every item on there took something away from a city in the state of South Carolina. Between the mayors of Hardeeville, Bluffton, and ourselves, Mayor Sulker, Mayor Williams, we decided to address the issue. And we put together a letter that went out to all 270 mayors throughout the state, talking about primarily the business licensing fee, but in essence telling them that we have to stand together and home rule has to come back to the cities, and it cannot all be absorbed by the state of South Carolina.
I was going to say the business licensing fee probably doesn't matter to most people who are voters as long as the money is getting where it needs to go. But that business license fee, if it is taken over by the state, could hurt the town of Hilton Head?
Yeah, it's 24% of our budget is the business licensing fee. I've been on council 7 years, and I've only had one complaint about the business licensing fee. It works. The state legislature should support what we need. But if not, we have a grassroots operation starting here with this letter going out, and we will continue to organize the other mayors throughout the whole state of South Carolina.
How organized is that group? We know the legislatures have their own little organizations and can band together and make things happen, their own lobbying groups. Do the mayors, do the towns have a lobbying group in Columbia?
Well, we've just started with this grassroots operation, and I think it's going to grow bigger and bigger. I think there's concerns out there, and people want to be heard about and know what's going on.
All right. One other thing I wanted to get into, the little bit of pushback I have heard on the whole bridge situation is, you know what? Maybe we don't need to be bringing 3 lanes of traffic onto the island and off of the island. Maybe we need to probably fix the bridges, obviously, that are already there. But you have talked about wanting to make sure we protect the folks who are in the corridor as one of your priorities. Should that be a part of the conversation? Do we want to even go 3 lanes wide and bring all that much more traffic onto the island versus no growth?
I don't think it's been a decision made, and it won't be until next year as to which of the 6 options are going to be used. But my main concern continues to be the Stewart family and others that live along 278. But we can't fool ourselves. Something has to be done no matter what it is. But I'm not ready to tell you what I think it should be, only because I don't have all the information. It is very, very important to us. We will take the council to Beaufort for our annual retreat.
Right.
The first week in December, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in December.
Right.
We've had it there for many years. We had the last couple of years here. The reason we have it there is to build a better working team among the council members than we would have if it was an 8 or 7 hour meeting here along the way.
Yeah, and you get away and you get to have get away from the distractions and get a chance to focus. What do you see as the priorities going into that meeting? What's on your agenda and should be on the town's agenda in 2020?
Well, before I mentioned, I got told this morning that we are working very closely with the county and expect to have it completed by the end of the day. Well, we will telecast our entire 3-day session there,
Okay.
whether it's live or on tape, but we will televise at least Thursday and Friday of the session while we're there.
Okay, that's good.
So the people that live here that can't get over to Beaufort, they will be able to see it on tape Thursday and Friday, or delayed tape, whatever it might be along the way. Now, our main issues over there, we talked about it will be the Gullah Geechee.
Okay.
It will be workforce housing.
Yep.
It will be a report, an interim report from the town's comprehensive plan that's being conducted now, mainly the parks and recreation part of it. And there will be discussion on other items that the councilmen need to talk about. And there'll also be a presentation as to what we think the future is and what we're doing to get ready for the future.
All right, important stuff. We will talk about that next month. Thanks so much, Mayor. Hilton Head Island Mayor John McCann. We're going to talk a little high school football coming up next.